Hi, my name is Natasha. I am from Venezuela, Caracas, the capital. And right now I am living in Latvia for almost 5 years. Hello again. This is me, Natasha.
Hello, Natasha. How are you?
Fine, and you? It's really nice to meet you.
Yeah, it is really nice to meet you too. And I'm so interested in getting to hear your story and about your project, but people will have to wait to hear all about it.
Yes, yes. We will leave that for the end about the project.
Yeah. Um, but welcome to our conversations. And I'm glad that you could join us. Tell us a little bit about where you're from.
Yes, thank you for having me. Well, I am from Caracas, Venezuela. Venezuela is in the Caribbean. It's one of the Caribbean countries. Caracas is the capital. It's very close to the coast. So I can say that I am like a coast girl. I live most of the time on the beach, enjoying like the perfect weather that have Caracas. Caracas is like spring all year.
That sounds so
So
nice.
yeah. I think the lowest that we get is like 17 or 60 degrees, and the highest is 28. So it's really nice temperature.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I studied there in Caracas. I have a degree in business management. Um, Also, I work there. I work for DirecTV. I don't know, it's like an American company. I worked for that for several years. There, I like started my working life when I was like in my 20s. Um, it is really nice. It's a nice city, really like a live city with a lot of traffic, a lot of people. Like, well, for bigger countries, it's not too big. It's around 7 million of people. But for countries like Latvia, it's a really big city.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. um, then after living in Caracas, I went to Trinidad and Tobago. I went several times, but the first time I went to study English, like because in Venezuela we speak Spanish, mostly Spanish. Um, then, if you want to learn English and really practice, you need to go to another country because sometimes in your own country you don't get to practice too much.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to go to Trinidad for the first time, like in 2012. I was there for 3 months. This is an island. It's really close to Venezuela. It's in the same coast. It's about 40 minutes by plane. But once you get there, it's totally different. Like the language, the architecture, the people, the culture, the food. They have really amazing food, but it's spicy. Everything is spicy.
Things are not spicy in Venezuela?
Well, we do it like a spice, but it's like preference. If you choose not to put it, then you eat normal. If you like it, then you put it. But in Trinidad, it's like they cook already with hot pepper and things like that.
I
And
see.
even if you say no, I don't want the spicy in the food. I don't want pepper. Or when you get the food, it's spicy anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
So you cannot escape that. But it's really nice food also. It's really tasty. So at the end you get used to the spicy food.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But at the beginning it's a shock. It's like you are trying to eat breakfast, normal eggs. And then when you try the eggs, they are spicy. It's like you are not expecting that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's funny. Um, just going back to Venezuela for a second, how would you describe things that feel very Venezuelan? Like, what are things that are important in the culture, or what are Venezuelans like? How would you describe
I
them
will
to someone?
say that Venezuelan people is really familiar people. Well, normally we are big families. Now the families are getting smaller, but my generation, we are a really big family. I have like, I don't know, 12 or more aunts and uncles. So I have a lot of cousins. Um, Normally for Christmas or special occasions, the whole family, well, the majority of the family, because the whole family is difficult, get together. And we are really nosy people, like we speak very loud. When you are like in a familiar meeting with my aunts, it's like you cannot listen to everybody because everybody's speaking at the same time. We really enjoy food also, like cooking. It's like a tradition in Venezuela that on a Sunday you will get to your grandma's house and they will do some barbecue or some soup, something for the whole family to share and enjoy, like on a weekend or on a holiday. We also are very warm people. So if you are on a line on the supermarket waiting to pay or something, people will come to you and say, "It's a hot day, right?" Anything to start like a conversation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See. Um, what else I will say is really nice. I miss my country. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, and
yeah,
certainly you miss the nice things
yeah,
with the way people are with each other. It sounds like it's not only to be polite. Like when people talk to you, they want to know, they want you to answer, they want you to engage with them. Because I know where I'm from, sometimes people are nice to be polite. They say, "How are you?" And you say, "I'm fine," but then it's like, no more.
yeah. No, no, it's not only to be polite. Sometimes you are in the line and you end up being friends and exchanging the phone number. For example, with my mom, we have like that we go to a place and she ends with a friend
Mm-hmm.
and exchanging the number. Then they share like recipes or recommendation for something, or you can buy this in that place that is cheaper or is better. So people really like to meet other people and to be friends. Yeah, it's really nice that, and I like it, and I miss it
Yeah.
sometimes. I have an experience once is that well, with the situation, the political situation right now is a bit difficult, some things. And in that moment, it was like 2016, and it was like that there were not too much cash on the street.
Mm-hmm.
So it was difficult to find an ATM and take up cash.
Mm-hmm.
And to pay for public transports and things like that, you need cash because you cannot pay with the card. And I remember I was taking like a bus, but I was short on cash.
Oh.
It,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I was trying to find over here, over there, and I couldn't find. And then suddenly somebody came to me, and it was like, what happened? I said, okay, I need to take this bus, but it was to another city, but I don't have the cash. And the person gave me what was missing for me to pay the bus. And that day I was like so grateful and also like a bit shocked because this person didn't know me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, okay, don't worry, take this. And I was like, really? Yes, 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 don't worry, take the bus, because the bus was almost leaving. And I was so happy for that. So people is really very, very caring for other people and very like this how would say supportive.
Mm-hmm. And very open about it. Like it's not
Yeah,
just inside. They're very they show it on the
yes,
surface.
yes, they show
Yeah.
it. Also, if you get like in any bus, in any, I don't know, you are entering to a building, people will say, "Good morning, how are you?" Just these little things that make your day happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And what made you decide? You said you went to Trinidad a few times. What made you decide to want to stay there for a longer period of time?
It was, of course, the political situation in Venezuela. I was in Trinidad for a few months, and then I see, like in the news, that flights started to stop going to Venezuela and this kind of situation. And it makes me realize that at some point there will not be more flights to Venezuela, like so easy to go and come. So in that moment, I was like, okay, I have to decide if I want to be inside, like locked inside, or if I want to be locked outside. So I decided it was difficult decision, of course, because most of my family is in Venezuela, my grandmothers and my aunts, my uncles. But I have to decide it, and I decided, okay, I will stay here in Trinidad and try to make a life here.
And tell us a little bit about that. So you talked a little bit about how the food was different, but what were some of your other experiences that stand out in Trinidad?
In Trinidad, also, besides food, also people is different, culture is different, religion is different, because in Venezuela, most of the people will be Catholic. But in Trinidad, you have a lot of Muslim people, also you have a lot of Hindu people. You have like two really big communities. That one is the Black community, and the other one is Indian community, like from India.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get to know this different religion and culture, it also like open your world, because you are used to one way, like for example, Catholic way, and then you met Muslim people. You get to know a lot of Muslim people. That is really nice. It's not what you expected or what you listen or what you see on the TV. But you also get to meet a lot of Indian, like Hindu people, and festivities like Diwali and this kind of other festivities and other way of thinking, that is not only one god, but they have different gods. And that part is really also amazing, because I think it opens your thinking. Then you are like more capable of accepting that it's not only one reality but many realities.
Yeah, yeah. So not only, even though you lived in a pretty big city, going somewhere else really made you kind of see more.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, totally.
And how did you then end up from Trinidad and the Caribbean into cold North Latvia? How did that happen?
Well, it was funny. When I was in Trinidad, I was working in a language institute. The
Mm.
the language institute, I went to study English. I ended up working there, like kind of logistic, helping with new students, and when they come, helping them, I don't know, to know where the supermarket is and things like this. And one of these students is my husband right now. So he went to study there. He is also from Venezuela. Funny fact is that we have never been in Venezuela together.
Oh.
Yeah, we met in Trinidad and Tobago, and during that time, I went to Venezuela once, but by myself, and he also went to Venezuela by himself, and then we came here. So we never been really in Venezuela together. And he's also from a different city that my city.
Mm-hmm.
So he went there to study, and we met there. Then he also decided to stay, I think because of me. And then after that, we went living. We no, we lived there for 2 years. Um, he has relatives in Latvia, like the grandparents were Latvians. They
Mm-hmm.
have to go out during the war. They went to Venezuela, but they always talk about Latvia. And he used to eat food like Latvian food over there. The grandmother will make and all of this. And he he was telling me about this country that I didn't know too much at the time. One day we decided to come, like, okay, let's go. But it was really like 1 month decision. We say like, okay, let's go to Latvia. We came here and we liked it. But it was winter. We came in December, like at the end of December. And of course, we never been like in the snow on the street because we have snow in Venezuela, but it's in a mountain. You need to go there. Here, it was the snow was there, and you see almost like in the movies. You see it through the window in the morning, and it was so amazing. I remember in my first job interview that people asked me, but why you don't miss the good weather? Why Latvia? And I was so in love with the snow and all of that I say, no, I like the snow. Yeah.
And so when you came the first time, and that was his first time coming to Latvia too, right? Even though he was.
Yes. Yes.
So did you come to Latvia like, okay, we might visit, we might stay, or did you know that you were going to try to stay when you came?
Well, we didn't have like any decision yet. We came to know the country and see if we like it. If we like it, we stay. If we don't like it, we will try maybe another country and check another place. But at the end, we like it, and things in that first month, things were, let's say, easy for us. We found job very fast, and we found an apartment that we like it, and all of that. So it also helps with the decision.
Yeah. If everything fell into place, it sounds like.
It was like magic when you tell people that you found job like in the second week, and people is like so fast. But it was maybe, I don't know.
It was fate.
Yes.
The universe wanted you here.
Yes.
And talk about those first few months of just adjusting. What did you try, or what did you do, or what did you have to do to kind of adjust to being here?
Yes. First months, of course, December was amazing with the snow, but in March, I was already waiting for summer. I was like, okay, yeah, this is enough. I saw it, I like it, now I want some. So it was one of the first things that we need to get used to. It was the short day. Yeah, that is really like you start missing the sunlight and things like that. And also, I think for the first 8 months, I didn't have much friends. So I was talking with people at work, but they are like work-related things. And with my husband and my sister-in-law that was also with us. But I think I was kind of getting a bit crazy. I needed to talk with other people, not just them. So in that moment, I started looking for friends, for maybe a Latin community, because with Latvians, they are really special, but they are a little shy to enter. And I am also a little shy. So it's like shy and shy is difficult to make a connection. But with Latin people normally is not so shy. So even if I am a little shy, if I have a really open person, that is more easy for me to connect. So I was looking for people, and I found like a small group, because in that time there were, I don't know, maybe there were, but they were not so easily to find many Latin people in Latvia. So in this group, there were people from Colombia, from Ecuador, from Venezuela also. I remember we made like a meeting, kind of get to know each other, and it was really like nice for me to be able to speak Spanish again, and to connect with people from other countries that also were like in my situation, like missing their country, but you are happy here, but you also miss your country. So other people like us, they will understand the feeling.
Yeah, yeah. You're
Yeah,
in a similar situation with a
yeah,
similar pull
yeah.
in both
Another
directions.
thing in the first month was food. I remember I wanted to buy milk and I ended up buying kefir like twice.
Very different.
Yeah, and but you know the package is very similar. You see,
Hmm.
and I think, okay, this is milk. Let's take it. Then I went home. I tried to put it on cereal. I said, no, this is no milk. Okay, second time, this is the milk one, and again it was kefir again.
Yeah,
But
lumpy and thick and sour.
yes, um, but it was nice. Also, we have in Venezuela we have this dish that is very popular. It's called arepas,
Hmm.
and we really eat that like almost daily basis. Um, I remember one Venezuelan girl. I don't know. She found my husband on Instagram, and she was like, "Okay, welcome to Latvia. I hope you like it. By the way, if you are looking for the flour to make arepas, they sell it in this store." And it was like very good news. Only one store has the flour to make arepas at that time. And then, well, it was good to find that so we can eat something. But food in Latvia in general, I like it. I like mostly soups here. I think soups here they are really good and they have like a big variety,
Hmm.
yeah, of soups. So it was winter and I tried many soups and in that place I like it. But there are other things like cotletes
Hmm.
that I don't like that much. And I also remember one place saying that they have beef. And then when I tried, it was liver.
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah, and I do like liver, but I was like expecting beef. So
Yeah, yeah.
it was a surprise, not so nice surprise.
And what were some of the things when you first got here? What are some of the things, other than Latvians being shy, what are some of the things you noticed about how Latvia is or how Latvians are?
Well, it is very different to Caracas, my city. I noticed that Riga is a really nice city. You have everything you want in a city, like restaurants, nightclubs, cinema, all of this, but you don't have like this heavy traffic that you have like in Latin American cities. That I noticed and that I really like it. Also, the fact that there are very short distance between places. So everything is easy to go. Maybe 30 minutes is really far, but 30 minutes is really close if you think about it. So that I like it. Also, that is a really green city. Like you have a lot of trees everywhere. You have a lot of parks to go to walk. You have the river. You have a lot of nature, and that part I really like it because I don't know the city. You can feel the difference in the air when you breathe. It's like clear. You don't have that smoke that you have like in cities like Caracas, for example.
Hmm.
Um, that I really like it. Also, I was also like very welcome. I feel very welcome here. I never feel, but there are one or two persons that always, but it's not Latvians in general. It's just persons that are like that. But I never feel this like racism.
Hmm.
I never feel that here. I feel welcome always.
And what are some of the things that Latvians have done to make you feel welcome? Like, what was it that made you feel comfortable and welcome?
Well, starting with my first job, they really helped me because in that moment, like I say, I wasn't married with my husband now. We were just boyfriend and girlfriend. For me to stay here a bit longer, I needed like a resident permit. And I remember that in my job, I explained that to them, and they were really helpful with that. They went with me to immigration. They investigate everything because I think it was not a big company. It was kind of small company, and they have not done that before. So they also went to immigration. What do we need to do and that, and then they went with me, and my time was almost expired in my passport. And I remember that in immigration, one of the ladies was saying that no, I needed to go back to Venezuela and do that in Venezuela. And I was like, but Venezuela is not next door, it is really far. My boss in that moment, he went with me and he fight and everything, and we managed that I can do it here and I didn't have to go. So that first experience, it was really nice for me. I felt like, okay, they really want me here.
Yeah, you had someone from here that was on your side, and that
Yes.
by doing that, they showed you that they wanted you here and they wanted you to stay here. And they didn't just say it; they did it. They showed you that. That's
Yes.
that's really wonderful, and also important to feel like, oh, they want
Yes.
me here. Yeah. Were there either at the beginning or in general, have there been challenges, things that you have run into?
Yes, of course. Language is one of the challenges. I have tried, well, I am trying for the third time to learn Latvian. I did one A1 course, then I try again, then now I'm starting again. I can say Latvian is really difficult language to learn. Also, I have been lazy, a bit lazy, but but that is one of the challenges that I have to encounter because thank God in many places you are able to communicate in English, but there are some moments where you need to communicate in Latvian, and when you don't have like the language or the resources at hand, you get like frustrated. So that is one of the challenge. Also, I will say that this connection with Latvians that I still don't have so many Latvian friends. I do have Latvian friends now, but not so many as I want to have.
Yeah. Any ideas? Do you feel like you have a better sense of how to approach Latvians? Like it will happen with time, or do you still feel like you're not quite sure how to find Latvian friends?
Well, I say that again that I am a bit shy. Um, well, also like my circle is really small, so I get to know people at work, but I don't really go too much to activities outside and things
Hmm.
like that. So things like that will help a bit more to know more people, to meet more people.
Yeah,
Yes, maybe.
I felt and still feel the same way, that you know that people are probably in places where maybe you have similar interests, but figuring out where to go where people are relaxed enough to be comfortable to start conversation and aren't just doing some kind of activity
Yeah,
or yeah, and then there are plenty of things that you wouldn't go to because that's not your interest, and so it's like, where can I go, where are people going to be open and friendly and maybe be willing to have a conversation, can be a hard thing when you're not from that place. Yeah, for sure. Do you have any stories that you can share about just life in Latvia, having done something where you thought something one way and it was a little bit different?
let's say I see. I will think that, for example, saunas. Yeah. At the beginning, when I came to Latvia, I didn't go to saunas much because I am from a hot country. You don't think sauna is a good idea. You can get on a bus if you want to sweat.
Yeah.
But then I came here and we went to the spa and they were the sauna. And, just to try, we went inside. And I went like for 2 minutes and I was already sweating and it was difficult to breathe. And I say, no, I need to go outside. It was like the first year. Then the second year we try again. And it was a bit longer. And then by now I like it. And I can go inside and be really relaxed and sweating and that. And it's like, oh gosh, cool. And
Yeah.
it is really funny. Also, I don't know, in my country, we have the belief that if you are like in the hot weather or doing something with heat, like ironing or things like this, you cannot go to the cold. For example, if you came to from the street and it was hot on site, you should not go and open the fridge because you can get bad. You can get like heart attack or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I came to Latvia and I see people going from the sauna, jumping to the lake, it was like, what? This is wrong.
Yeah. You're
And
going
then,
to have a heart attack.
yeah. And then it's like, but then Latvia people is like, no, it's good for health. It's good for health.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, in my country, I don't say that.
Yeah. But if it is hot and you have a draft from a window, that's bad.
Yeah.
So you must be hot in that case.
And then it's really funny also when people is like, you are inside the club, for example, in winter, that you have the heating, you are inside the club, everything without the jacket and that. And then people is like, okay, I need to smoke outside in the cold to get warm. And I like, but it's warm inside. Why did you need to go out?
Yeah.
But that's also very funny.
So part of how I got to know you or how I noticed you was this very interesting project that you have on social media. And it reminded me a little bit of my thinking when I started this project. So tell us a little bit about what the project is, how it started, and how it's going.
Yes. Well, the project is a account on Instagram right now. We also have the Facebook page, but really on Instagram is a little more active. It's called Latinos in Letonia, like Latin people in Latvia. And it started for my own necessity to know like Latin places to go or where to eat Latin food, or also like support Latin community here. Like if you have one project that you want to share or you are teaching Spanish classes, things like that, it's like kind of give a little from the Latin community to Latvia, but also to support the Latin community here and also for new people like me that when you come to Latvia, you don't know anything, you don't know that you can go to a Mexican restaurant or that there is like 2 Latin bands here in Latvia that they play Latin music and they are very good. Things like that to make your life a little bit easier. So we, like with my husband, we started this project, like posting just general information regarding places to go to eat, places to go to dance. If you want to learn salsa, maybe you can go to this school and things like that. It's really nice. A lot of people have been very like supportive. Like also they send me things like, we will have this event. Can you put it on the accounts and things like that? And also we got interviewed by Telemundo. That is a very big,
Very
It
big.
was, yeah, it was a very short clip. It's there in the account, but we were really happy when they contact us like, okay, we have this show on Telemundo in the morning and you're interested to talk about Latvia and your life there and how is the Latin community there and things like that. And we were, of course, we want to do it. And then we did it and they published that and they were talking about Latvia, these people, these Latin people that is in Latvia, and it was so big for us also because imagine Telemundo is really big in for Latin and also in United States, and then they are showing Latvia, but they are also showing the Latin community here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the plan is to keep doing this, to keep growing the community and to keep growing the account so more people know that there are Latins in Latvia, but also more people know about Latvia because many of my friends in Venezuela, they ask me, where is that you live? What is that country? That is Russia? No, it's not Russia. It's next to Russia, but it's Latvia.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really cool that we can do this, and we are really happy, of course, to do it.
Yeah. And for me too, I think I was excited to see it because having lived in the United States, I missed Latin food and Latin music and things like that as well. And I was excited to see something that was like a guide that could show me some of the different things that were happening in Latvia because, you know, living here, I like living here, but I also like knowing about other things that are happening and other cultures and other so that was exciting because it
that is the idea that people can go and see, and we can post things that are happening on the weekend, and then people can say, oh, this look good, maybe we can go there and things like that.
Mm-hmm. And get to know other people in other places and
and another side of Riga and Latvia because
mm-hmm.
there are a lot of events happening here that are related with Latin, like Latin music or Latin food, but sometimes it's not too easy to find it.
Yeah, wonderful. And here's a harder question. You've been in Latvia now almost 5 years. Do you feel like you belong here? And yes or no, or why?
Well, I will say a part of me, yes, because with time you get used to the place, but also you get to love some things of the place. I right now I love the peace that you can breathe in the city, that you can go and take a walk. That life here is really relaxing in a way that is everything is quiet. You get to do things in your own time, and everything is really close, and you don't get that crazy traffic. I don't think I can go back to Caracas and commute to work. I think for me it will be like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Also, well, I have a son now, and my baby is Latvian, and I think it's good that he get to grow here and know the country where he's born. And also, I think here family life is really good in a way that you get a lot of places to take a child, and education I think is good also. Um, so that part of me, of course, is here and belongs here now. But the other side, the Caribbean girl, is it's always there. Like wanted to go to the beach, missing the reggae music, and the good weather the whole year. So
Mm-hmm.
winter is still difficult for us. Every year in winter we are like, we are from the Caribbean. What we are doing here? Then summer is here and we start again. No, but Latvia is really a beautiful country. So it's like one part of you grow with the country you are in, but another part also miss the country that you were before.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great summary. Do you have any final thoughts that you want to share?
Well, I will say yes. More people to come here to know the country, to come in summer. I always advise people to come in summer because I think summer you can really see Latvia, and the people is happy, and you can see the colors on the street. Um, for the people that is far from home, it's always good to have a community, and it's always good to look for friends or people that you can talk to, and it's also good to know another people in your situation, to know that it's not only you feeling that way, because sometimes you feel like, okay, but I have everything good in my life, why do I feel sad? And it is normal. You will miss your country always, but you will miss other countries. For example, I was living also in Trinidad. Sometimes I miss Trinidad, also miss my country, my family there. But you also get to be happy in the place you are in the moment.
That's a wonderful way to summarize it, and exactly why I like having these conversations as a way to talk about the reality of the sadness, but the interesting things and everything that you learn from going and living somewhere else. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for sharing a little bit of your story, and everyone follow Natasha's accounts on Instagram.
Yes. Latinos en Letonia.